You are a garden icon, a symbol of luck, a nursery rhyme character beloved by children. You are a cute, red, polka-dotted friend. Wrong. You are a six-legged war machine, a tank built for chemical warfare. You are a gluttonous machine that dissolves your victims into a liquid lunch. You don't play nice, you don't share, and you eat your own siblings for breakfast. But right now, you burst out of your egg casing on the underside of a leaf. Your stomach is empty, and you need to eat immediately. So you turn to the egg right next to you. It hasn't hatched yet. You bury your jaws into the shell and drink the fluid inside because it is the fastest source of protein available. That is your first meal. You finish it and look for another. But the other eggs are shaking now. Your siblings are crawling out, and if you stay here, they might decide to eat you instead. So you scramble away, moving your 6 legs as fast as you can to get off the leaf before the family reunion turns into a massacre. You are 3 days old now, and you look like a tiny, spiky alligator. You are hunting on a cotton plant, but to you, this isn't just a plant. It is a treacherous landscape of jagged peaks and valleys. The surface of the leaf is covered in microscopic hairs called trichomes that act like a field of spikes. You have to lift your legs high to step over them, and if you misstep, you could get stuck or fall. You navigate by touch because your eyes are simple spots that can only see light and shadow, so you rely on your antennae to feel the world around you. You pick up a scent trail on the wind that smells like sugar and fear. You follow it to a green stem, moving carefully across the waxy surface until you find a colony of aphids plugged into the plant. They are fat and slow, but they are not defenseless. You rush forward to catch the closest aphid, but it senses the vibration of your footsteps. It kicks out with its hind legs, trying to knock you off balance. You ignore the kick and clamp your sickle-shaped jaws onto its leg, flipping it onto its back so it can't run away. You don't chew it immediately. Instead, you puncture its soft belly and inject a cocktail of digestive enzymes that melts its insides into a biological milkshake. You wait a second for the chemistry to work, and then you drink it dry. You drop the empty husk and grab the next one immediately. You eat 20 of them in a row, clearing the stem of pests, but the smell of broken aphids attracts unwanted attention. You reach for another aphid, but this time something hits you from the side. It is an ant. These ants are farming the aphids for their sugar, and they are paid to protect the livestock. The ant is faster than you and has powerful crushing mandibles. It bites your leg and tries to drag you off the stem. You can't win a wrestling match against an ant, so you have to use your armor. You hunker down, pulling your legs under your spiky body to protect your soft belly. The ant bites your spikes, but it can't find a good grip. It snaps at you one more time, but then it turns back to check on the aphids. You use that moment to scramble backward, sliding down the stem to hide under a leaf vine. You survive the encounter, but you learned that this garden is a war zone, and you are fighting for territory against armies that are much better organized than you are. Skip forward 2 weeks. You have slaughtered hundreds of aphids, and you are heavy and fat. You are finished with being a larva. It is time to upgrade your weapon systems. You find a sturdy twig sheltered from the wind, and you extrude a drop of super glue from your tail. You press your rear end against the wood and curl your body into a tight ball. You freeze in that position and wait. Your skin splits down your back one last time, sliding down to your waist like dropped trousers. Underneath, you are a smooth orange dome called a pupa. You look dead, but inside you are dissolving. Your muscles, your gut, and your legs are melting into a nutrient-rich soup to rebuild yourself from the molecular level up. But even as a soup, you are not defenseless. Another ant crawls onto the twig and taps your shell with its antenna, looking for a weak spot to bite. So you trigger the gin trap. You violently flip your abdominal segments upward, snapping the gaps in your shell shut like a steel trap. You pinch the ant's delicate leg between your armored plates. It panics, pulling free and running away in terror. You settle back down and stay frozen on that twig for 5 more days until the reconstruction is complete. The shell cracks open, and you pull yourself out. You are pale yellow and soft, and your wings are wet, crumpled tissues plastered against your back. You are completely vulnerable, so you stand perfectly still and pump blood into the veins of your wings to inflate them. They expand and dry in the air, and your outer shell hardens and turns a deep, warning red. The black spots fade in like a developing photograph. You are no longer a recruit. You are a tank. You unlock your wing cases and launch into the air, flying for miles until you find a rose garden. You land on a stem and start feeding, but this time you use grinding teeth to crunch the aphids whole. You are clearing the plant rapidly, eating 50 pests a day, but your bright red color is a beacon to predators. A warbler lands on the branch above you. It sees a bright red berry and pecks, grabbing you in its beak. You don't struggle. Instead, you trigger your chemical defense. You rupture the blood vessels in your knees and leak a foul yellow fluid into the bird's mouth. It tastes bitter and toxic, a specialized poison you synthesized from your diet. The bird gags and spits you out immediately, wiping its beak on the branch in disgust. You fall to the ground, shaken and leaking, but you are alive. The red on your back isn't just for show. It is a billboard that tells the world you taste like battery acid. You climb back up to the feast, but you find another beetle already there. It is larger than you and has an M mark on its neck. It is the Asian lady beetle, an invasive species that is taking over your territory. This is not a friend. This is a resource war. The invader wants your aphids, and it charges forward, shoving you with its hard head. You lower your head and push back, your legs straining against surface. It is a sumo match on a tightrope. The invader is heavier and stronger, and it bites your foreleg, crushing the joint. You recoil in pain, and it grabs the aphid you were hunting, eating it right in front of you. You cannot win this fight. If you stay, it will likely eat you next. You open your wings and retreat, flying to a lower, less crowded branch to lick your wounds. You land on a lower leaf, but the horror isn't over yet. A buzzing sound approaches from behind. It is a parasitic wasp, and she is hunting you. She isn't trying to eat you. She wants to turn you into an incubator. She hovers below you, curling her abdomen underneath her legs to aim her stinger at the soft gap in your armor. She wants to inject an egg into your body that will hatch and eat your fat reserves while you are still alive. You see the stinger thrusting forward, and you don't hesitate. You drop from the leaf instantly, free falling into the dark grass below just as the needle strikes the empty air where you used to be. You hit the dirt hard and check your armor. You are safe, but you realize the garden is not a paradise. It is a battlefield where everything is trying to turn you into a meal or a host. Skip forward to autumn. You are 1 year old now, and you are ancient. You survived the summer, and you migrated miles to the mountains to sleep through the winter in a pile of thousands of other beetles. You woke up in the spring and fought the clumsy, violent battles to mate. You laid your own eggs on a fresh leaf, securing the next generation. The cycle is complete, but you are falling apart. Your biological warranty has expired. You try to climb a rose stem to find one last meal, but your feet slip. The microscopic sticky hairs on your pads are worn down and clogged with dust from a lifetime of walking. The atomic grip that allowed you to walk upside down is failing. You slide backward. You lose your grip completely and fall, tumbling down through the canopy and bouncing off leaves until you land on your back in the dirt. You try to flip over, kicking your legs in the air, but you don't have the strength to right yourself. The sun goes down and the air gets cold. You don't have enough sugar left in your blood to keep your cells from freezing. Your legs stop moving. A ground beetle finds you. It emerges from the shadows, a black, armored giant with massive crushing mandibles. It touches your antenna and smells a free meal. It clamps onto your leg and drags you under a dead leaf, ignoring your chemical defenses. It cracks open your weakened shell like a walnut. You spent your whole life eating insects, and now the insects are eating you. Nature doesn't do retirement parties. It just collects the debt, and you have paid in full.